Be honest, did you make money in crypto this year, or are you still down bad? 2025 was one of the most volatile years we've seen, packed with major events that reshaped the market and tested every investor's conviction. In this video, we're doing a full 2025 crypto recap, breaking down the key moments, the data, and the insights that actually mattered, so we can understand what really happened and what we can learn moving forward. 2025 saw a significant surge in global crypto adoption, with India and the United States leading the Chainalysis Global Adoption Index, followed by Pakistan, Vietnam, Brazil, and Nigeria. Meanwhile, countries such as the UAE, Switzerland, Lithuania, and Singapore stood out for their crypto-friendly environments, with Singapore surpassing the US to take the top spot, according to a report by Bybit. More than half of crypto holders worldwide are aged 18 to 34, 51%, followed by those 35 to 54, while only 8% are 55 and older. The number of global cryptocurrency users reached approximately 559 to 716 million in 2025. With a global adoption rate of 9.9%, the number of monthly active users is estimated to range between 40 and 70 million. The crypto market surpassed a $4 trillion total market capitalization for the first time in 2025, peaking at $4.4 trillion when Bitcoin reached $126,000. Total on-chain revenue reached $20 billion in 2025, with DeFi dominating the sector. Leading projects included Tether, Tron, Circle, and Hyperliquid. Total crypto project fundraising reached approximately $54.5 billion in 2025, marking a 124% increase compared to the entire year of 2024. Even as the number of deals keeps declining, the amount of capital raised, driven by mega rounds, has surged. The total value of crypto assets hacked in 2025 is estimated at over $3.4 billion, according to Chainalysis, up from $3.3 billion in 2024. These hacks were concentrated in fewer incidents but involved much larger sums, with North Korean hackers accounting for $2.02 billion. The largest hacked projects and the estimated amounts stolen include Bybit, $1.46 billion, Coinbase, around $400 million, and Cetus, $220 million. The year 2025 marked the explosive growth of perpetual DEX, with Hyperliquid leading market share. However, newer platforms like Lighter and Aster quickly closed the gap as users migrated to them for lower trading fees, better incentives, and faster execution. With advantages such as lower fees, on-chain transparency, and the ability to handle large trading volumes, the shift from CX to DX is expected to continue gaining momentum into 2026. 2025 saw strong participation from traditional financial institutions in crypto, with major players like BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan Chase, Visa, PayPal, Stripe, and Robinhood launching or expanding crypto products, including Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, stablecoins, custody services, and trading, while many public companies also added Bitcoin to their balance sheets as a reserve asset. Stablecoins processed $46 trillion in transaction volume over the past year, a 106% year-over-year increase. That's nearly 3 times Visa's volume and closing in on the ACH network, the backbone of the U.S. banking system. At the same time, total stablecoin supply has surged to a record high above $300 billion. 2025 marked a major turning point as the SEC approved standardized listing rules that allow faster approvals of spot crypto ETFs, opening the door to the first wave of altcoin ETFs beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. Notable ETFs approved and launched during the year included the Spot Solana ETF and Spot XRP ETF. Total inflows into crypto ETFs in 2025 reached approximately $34 billion, driven primarily by Bitcoin ETFs. with BlackRock's IBIT leading the pack, attracting over $25 billion in inflows despite periods of BTC price declines. Ethereum ETFs recorded around $9 to $10 billion in inflows, but showed higher volatility, with some outflows toward year-end. Meanwhile, newly launched altcoin ETFs, such as SOL and XRP, saw steady inflows, even as their underlying prices declined. U.S.-China trade war and tariffs. Following Donald Trump's re-election, the U.S. administration imposed new tariffs on Chinese goods and imports from the rest of the world, triggering sharp volatility across global financial markets. Crypto assets were initially sold off, but later staged a strong recovery, as they began to be viewed as an alternative safe haven asset, similar to gold. This shift was driven by an overheated U.S. dollar and surging inflation expectations. Amid growing currency tensions, many institutional investors increasingly frame Bitcoin as digital gold 2.0, the Genius Act. This is the first comprehensive U.S. legislation to clearly regulate stablecoins and the broader crypto market. After the president signed the bill into law, the crypto market surged more than 40% within just 10 days at the end of July, with Bitcoin hitting $126,000 for the first time ever. Market crash, October 10, 2025. Triggered by President Trump's 100% tariff announcement on Chinese goods, a global sell-off followed. Crypto saw a record $19 billion in liquidations in 48 hours. Bitcoin fell to around $110,000. Altcoins dropped harder, and $350 to $560 billion in market cap was wiped out, exposing high leverage and thin liquidity. FTX begins customer repayments. After its bankruptcy plan was approved, FTX officially started distributing funds to customers in February 2025. The repayment process continued throughout the year, with the majority completed by year-end, marking the effective closure of the largest bankruptcy case in crypto history. Changpeng Zhao, CZ, released and pardoned. CZ completed his 4-month prison sentence earlier than expected and was fully released. In October 2025, he received a presidential pardon from Donald Trump, wiping out all remaining legal consequences. This cleared the way for CZ to return as a highly influential figure in the crypto industry, despite no longer holding an executive role at Binance. Do Kwon extradited to the U.S. and sentenced to prison. Do Kwon was extradited to the United States and sentenced to 15 years in prison, exceeding the 12-year term sought by prosecutors, for fraud tied to the $40 billion collapse of Terra USD Luna. The court also ordered the forfeiture of $19 million in assets. Meme coin supercycle. 2025 saw the explosive rise and sharp cooldown of the meme coin supercycle. Pump.fun on Solana remained the leading launchpad, even as revenue fell from peak levels. Notably, Trump family-linked projects, such as Trump, Melania, and World Liberty Financial, a DeFi project featuring a governance token, the $1 stablecoin, and a large treasury, generated hundreds of millions to billions of dollars for the Trump family. However, despite early gains, these tokens fell over 40% by year-end, sparking controversy over potential conflicts of interest. InfoFi. InfoFi emerged as a major narrative in 2025, centered on tokenizing attention, influence, and high-quality data through platforms like Kaido, CookieDAO, Noise, and Ethos. By integrating AI to filter signal from noise amid information overload, InfoFi marked a shift from hype to real value, where insights and mindshare became monetizable assets. Prediction markets. Prediction markets became one of the hottest trends of 2025, with Polymarket and Kalshi leading the space at billions of dollars in monthly volume. These platforms attracted massive funding, deepened crypto integration, and were widely seen as the next big meta after meme coins, driven by high liquidity and real-world utility. Bitcoin's 4-year cycle is breaking down in 2025. Despite hitting a new ATH at $126,000, BTC ended the year about 6% lower, defying the usual post-halving pattern. Institutional flows, ETF demand, regulation, and geopolitics are now driving price action, making traditional cycle models far less reliable. 2025 marked structural progress for crypto, with clearer regulations like the Genius Act, rising institutional adoption via ETFs, and stablecoin volumes rivaling Visa. Market cap peaked at $4.4 trillion. But volatility remained high, highlighted by a major October crash and a slow recovery. Overall, the industry showed signs of maturity, balancing growth with risk. In 2026, crypto may see new highs and lower volatility, though tighter regulations and rising cybersecurity threats remain key challenges. I hope this video brings you multiple perspectives and valuable insights. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest updates from the crypto market and the financial world as a whole.